This tutorial is about Dreamweaver's template feature. A template is a special kind of a page that contains both locked regions, which are areas on the page that cannot be modified by users of the template, as well as other types of regions that users can change or edit. For instance, an optional region is an area in the template that users can choose to show or hide, and an editable region is an area where users can add or change content. Using templates not only ensures a consistent appearance throughout the website, but also saves considerable development time. Templates are especially helpful if different people will be creating pages in your site. I will be using the Striped Umbrella website, and I'll be working with the Cruises file. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a template from this file, the Cruises file. So I have opened it, and now I'm going to do a File, Save as Template, and you'll see a dialog box pops up. We want the site to be Striped Umbrella, existing templates none, and down here we're going to save it as the underscore pages. This would be our template for all the activity pages, such as fishing, golfing, and cruising. And we'll click on Save. Update the links, yes. And then over here we should see a template folder along with our assets folder, and inside that template is a activities page.dwt. All templates in Dreamweaver have an extension of DWT, which stands for Dreamweaver Templates. When you use a template and then save it, it becomes an HTML file like the other files that we've created along the way. Now that we have this file on our screen, I just want to point out the different areas that have been created using Dreamweaver's layout feature. So I'm going to click at the top here, and over here on our status bar you'll see that the body tag has been associated with the 2-column fixed left header. So if I click on that, you'll see that it'll encompass the whole web page. Then the div tag container is really encompassing everything, also just under the 2 fixed body tag. Then we have division header, which is only going to hold the banner. If I click over here, you'll see that I now have the main content div tag, and if I click on that, you'll see that the blue area is around the text. If I click over here on this picture, you'll see down here I have a div tag called sidebar 1, and that has a blue outline. And if I click down here, you'll see that it has a div tag of footer, and that has a blue outline down there on the footer area. If I click on code and go to the very top, you'll see that we have the body tag, the 2-column fixed left header, which contains the container tag, div tag, then the header, then you have the header H1, then you have the sidebar and the main content and the footer. All of these div tags are part of the class 2-column fixed left header, which are all taken from the layout that you are allowed to use in Dreamweaver. So when you click on File, New, and click on Blank Page and HTML, you'll see all of these layouts here that you can use. This is the best way to create a page so that you can lay it out, because your layouts are guaranteed to look the same in all the browsers. I'm going to click on Cancel to remove the screen. Now what we want to do with the template that we have open as up here, activities underscore pages.dwt, you'll see that now we want to create editable areas. So we want to click on the sidebar area here. Click on the sidebar div tag on your status bar, and click on Common Categories in the Insert panel. And so I'm going to close my styles and open up my insert and make sure I'm under Commons. And then click on the Template List arrow down the way. There it is, Template List arrow. And we want to click on Editable Region. Now we want to name this area as Photo. Since we have chosen the sidebar as being an editable area where we can put other photos in, we're going to call this editable area Photo. Click on OK. Now, I do not have my invisible elements open right now, and that is why we don't see the blue line going around it. Now that I've turned on my invisible elements, you can see I have a kind of a bluish line going around it. You can also get to invisible areas, elements, by clicking on this icon over here and choosing invisible elements. Next, we're going to create the next edible area, which is going to be the content, the main content area. So I'm going to click over here just so that I can see that main content div tag on my status bar, and click on it, and I'm going to repeat the same steps as I did before. I'm going to click on the down arrow and choose Edible Region, and I'm going to name this region Description. So each one of our activity pages will have an area for a photo and an area for description. And you can see that now we have a blue box around the description. Over here you'll see description above here, and over on the photo one you'll see photo name above that edible area. Now if you happen to want to remove an edible area, you just click on the edible area, and then we can go to the modify menu and choose templates, and then choose remove template markup. That will be able to eliminate any edible area if you wanted to, and just make it regular. Actually, it would make it non-edible. Now we're going to click in this area and then select the main content tag again, and now we're going to modify this edible area. So what we're going to do is open up our style sheet again, and we're going to click on main content style over here in our list, and we're going to click on edit rule. Now what it wants us to do is change the right margin to 40. So here I'm going to change this to 40 pixels, and then it also wants us to change this to 250 pixels. So this means that the right margin of this edible area main content will have a right margin of 40 and a left margin of 250 instead of 230. So it's going to be further away from the left margin. So we'll click on OK, and you'll see that the description area is now a little bit more defined. It's not so wide. Down at the bottom, we're going to create a navigation bar. So I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to type cruises, then a space bar, then I'm going to hit the pipe symbol, which is shift backslash and a space, and then fishing. This is the start of a navigation bar, and you'll see why we're going to create this. Remember, this is the activities page that we're working on. It's under what it's called. It started off being cruises. We created a template for all the activities pages. Cruises and fishing is one, and we're going to create one for golfing in a minute. Okay, let's save our template by doing the same as we always do. We can do a save, or we can do another save as template, but it's already been saved, so we can just click on save. You'll see that the asterisk has disappeared here. Before we leave this activities pages template, we want to create hyperlinks to the pages that it belongs to. So I'm going to click on cruises, and over here I'm going to point to the cruises file. Then I'm going to double click on fishing and point to the fishing file. Now you'll see there's a purpose for this, to set up all of our links in our template so that it will work on all the other templates or any files that we create from this template. I'm going to save it and then close it. This concludes the tutorial on how to create a template and to create edible areas in a template.